Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers of the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215. Right now, we are at the Philadelphia Mills, which is a local mall. This mall used to be called Franklin Mills Mall, but as of a few years ago, they renamed it to the Philadelphia Mills Mall. Now I find that kind of interesting because even though it's close to Philly, it's about a good 20-minute drive away. It's not really in Philadelphia. I don't know the technicalities of it. I don't know if it's like on the borderline or something, but yeah, this is like northeast of the map. You take 95 here, where I'm located at in the city, in the Kensington area. It's about a good 20-minute drive depending on traffic. You can also take the Roosevelt Boulevard here. It's a pretty big mall. Me and my wife just got finished watching a movie. We watched the latest Purge movie. It was called, I think, The Purge Ever After, something like that. On my right-hand side, if you guys look up, you'll see where it says Philadelphia Mills. You'll see some people outside. They're taking photos. The lady with the yellow shirt's posing. Yeah, there's different sections. Right now, we're next to the orange section. But I figured this would be a prime time, perfect day to document traveling from the Philadelphia Mills. I'm so used to calling it Franklin Mills, so still sometimes I call it Franklin Mills. I was about to say Franklin Mills, but traveling from the Philadelphia Mills to Philadelphia to like where I'm from, towards that area. So we'll take 95 south. We're exiting the parking lot now. In front of us we have the beer store, retail and draft room. On my left we have a Wendy's. There's a ton of shopping stores you can visit here at Franklin Mills. Well, you can hear it. I just said Franklin Mills, Philadelphia Mills. Everything from sneaker stores to jewelry stores to feminine product stores to the movie theaters to Dave & Buster's. I don't know if they still have a little buffet. I didn't know they had a buffet around here. There was also a buffet on my right-hand side that ended up closing. It's right here at the Friends North Senior Care Center. There used to be a Toys R Us on my left-hand side where that Lomax is at, Carpet and Tile Mart, but they closed it down because y'all know Toys R Us is closed. Will the kids of yesterday know about Toys R Us? I don't know. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. On my left-hand side, this Mavis Discount Tire used to be a gas station. I used to always stop there. But yeah, there's a bunch of stores. Old Navy, Burlington Coal Factory. There's food courts you can eat. This is the place where people from Philadelphia and surrounding counties like Bucks County, Montgomery County, and so on. Even Jersey, there's people from Jersey. Look, right in front of us, this Hyundai got Jersey tags. On my left, this Acura MDX that's traveling towards us has Jersey tags. So a lot of people like coming here to utilize the resource. I personally like coming to this neighborhood for Harbor and Freight. There's a Harbor Freight right around the corner. I really like using Harbor Freight. Cheap tools, cheap gadgets, things of that nature. I believe there's a couple other large department stores here. When we were young, we used to just come here to hang out, walk through the mall. You know, that was a good time for us when I was like 16, 17. So you can go right and continue going up Knights Road, Academy Road, and all that stuff. We're gonna go left, which right here will be traveling east, but east is going to transition us to go southbound towards Philadelphia. Now, I don't know if they call it Philadelphia Mills because, whoa, this dude went straight, whoa, that Jeep came out of nowhere. He was about to go up a one-way. He just swerved through everybody. This Hyundai Ioniq just allowed him to finesse. He allowed him to finesse the spot, yo. How you gonna do that, dog? But yeah, so I don't know if they call it the Philadelphia Mills because Philadelphia probably maybe invested in it somehow, some way. Look, up there's a little neighborhood, Liberty Circle and all that. We're not going to go through that neighborhood because I'm not interested in capturing that right now. I'm going to roll up my windows because we're going to hear a lot of wind. It's not too hot today, which is a good thing. I think the high is like 80s, mid-80s. Yesterday was excruciating humidity. I didn't like it at all. I was standing still, dripping sweat, perspiring, a lot of perspiration. We're passing Route 13, Bristol Pike. You can get off right here on my right hand side, and there's a Home Depot and a few other stores. I'm gonna merge into my left lane. We're now approaching Cornwall Heights and Park Ride. If you go left, you can take the exit left, which is 95 North. It'll take you to New York and all the other states that are northbound. But we're gonna go to the right, which is gonna take us to southbound, and it's gonna take us towards central Philadelphia. I remember one time I was over here and I was younger, I was like 17. I had an orange hatchback EF Civic, and I came out, I think we just saw the movies, me and my buddy Hugo, and I think it was his sister. And when we came out, my vehicle, I had some big rims on it. We started pulling off, my vehicle had a flat. And that gas station that I told you where Mavis was at, the Mavis Discount Tires, there was a gas station there. The air machine wasn't working. So you know what I did? We got on the highway, I stood on the far right lane, and I was doing like 15, 20 miles an hour the whole way home on a flat tire, y'all. But let me tell you, those low profile tires must have been pretty good, because they did not shred, they did not come off of the rim. It was just extremely flat. I got back down the way and I was able to put air on the first exit. On my right hand side, we got 3 vehicles. They're assisting somebody who got a flat, must be a friend or family member. I'll tell you something from experience. Getting stuck on the highway sucks. It really does. I've been stuck on the highway on a few occasions. It sucks. That's why I recommend taking tools with you. Make sure you have a jack, make sure you have a spare tire, a spare donut. Tools help in case some mechanical malfunction happens under the hood, you know what I mean? You overheat, something like that. That's why it's always good to check your vehicle, do a little inspection, like a self-inspection, before you go on any long trips. Because it can be very costly to get towed off of the highway, or just wait for somebody. You gotta bother somebody. And I don't like waiting. I don't know about you, but I don't like waiting, and I don't like bothering people. Like, I would be the type that I would walk off to the nearest exit and try to find help myself rather than calling somebody for help. So we're on the slow lane. The lane to the far left would be the fast lane. If you're licensed or you're familiar with driving, then you already know that. Check out these Kawasaki's we got next to us. The first 2 were Kawasaki's. It looks like 3 of them were Kawasaki's. I won't be surprised if the 3rd one was a Kawasaki, which is a black bike, but they were all lime green. The Kawasaki crew. You can get off here at Academy Road, but we're looking to get off. I'll probably get off around Allegheny. Get off at like Tioga. Yeah, when I was young, I remember working at a Oompa factory. I call it a Oompa factory. It wasn't really a Oompa factory, but it was one of those labor factories. I was 16, 17. I did a bunch of odds and end jobs when I was younger, but I used to have to take 95 North, which is behind me, and drive 95 South every day. Right after school, I would take 3 or 4 buddies of mine. We would drive northbound, and we would get off at Bristol Pike, I believe, and we would work at this factory where we would like pack things such as jars of pickles, Snapples, Mystics, Boost Mobile SIM cards when Boost Mobiles were in, candy bars, like Reese's Cups, a variety of things. It was a packing factory. So we used to pack them. We used to operate like the forklifts, load up the skits, and load up the 18-wheeler trucks that would then take them to the distributor. And I remember coming back driving this way at nighttime, like 1:30, 2 in the morning, as a tired teenager. Look on my right hand side. That is it the Amtrak's? On my right hand side, I believe that was Amtrak's. A train that was on our right. We're approaching Cottman Ave. Cottman Ave will take you to the northeast. You can go towards like the Roosevelt Boulevard and all of that. we're gonna start seeing the city skyline on my right hand side. You got exit 30, Route 73 to Common Ave. You can also get off here and go to State Road. I just recently did a tour of State Road, which is where our Philadelphia prisons are at, our city prisons. If I would have got off right there, I could have made a right and went up to State Road, and boom, I would have saw all the prisons, CFCF, the detention center, PIC, and all that stuff. If you haven't checked out that walking tour I did there, make sure you check it out. So, PA is doing a highway expansion project where they're expanding the width of the highway. So throughout this journey, it says we're doing 58, the speed limit's 45, so I should slow it down some. But as you can see, everybody on my left-hand side is treating it like a NASCAR a speedway, like a racetrack. But they're expanding the width. So I think it was, what, 3 or so lanes? I think they're trying to make it to like 4 lanes, something like 4.5 maybe, 4 with a shoulder. But they've been working on it for a couple years. Make note, if you're not familiar with driving, I'm going to help you with the driver's test right here. Or I'm going to help you and prevent you from getting a ticket and possibly injuring one of the road workers. But the fines are doubled in a orange roadwork section. So that's why they want you to slow down. The areas that roadwork are done in seem to be, or tend to be, the areas where a lot of accidents happen with the hard hat workers. So they want you to slow down and treat the road as if your grandma worked here. Like if you had folks working on the highway. Basically, drive cautiously, don't speed, and your fines will be double. So right now, speed limit is 45, so you definitely want to pay attention to that. Not only just because you get a ticket, but because in case somebody might be working on the road, imagine if he backs up and you clip him or something. They take that very seriously. I'm already like a casual slow driver. I think the most that I'll go is like 80. I'm not too much of a big fan on speeding. I was with my cousin the other day. Shout out to my cousin, Ainge Travel, YouTuber. He took me to go pick something up in Maryland. Boy, this dude was out. This dude was doing 85, 90 like butter. Talking about he gonna do 100 on the way back. But yeah, I'm more cautious. I always think of vehicle malfunctions, tire explosions. You could be the best driver in the world and the people around you could run right into you. So I like to leave enough bumper space. We're passing exit 27, Bridge Street and Harbison Ave. Again, that'll be like northeast. That'll take you to like Erie, Torresdale and all that, to Juniata and whatnot. Look at, they're stuck on my right hand side. She's walking on the highway. She looks like she's by herself. Wow. If you have bald tires, you definitely want to drive with ease, because bald tires, they heat up and they'll explode. On my left hand side, we got a little industrial complex. We're now approaching exit 26, which will transition you over to the Betsy Ross Bridge. Now, if you look at the center of the screen, you'll see the Philadelphia skyline. Comcast 1, Comcast 2, the Liberty Center. You'll see, if you squint and you turn your head sideways and you smack the back of your head, you'll see City Hall. Nah, not kidding. No, but you'll really see City Hall. You can see City Hall from here. It's a really short building. The Betsy Ross Bridge will take you to New Jersey. Purge was pretty cool. I checked it out because we haven't been to the theaters. I'll be honest with you, we haven't been to the theaters in probably a little over a year and a half, almost 2 years. Since all this stuff happened and they started putting the ban on places and you couldn't go places, you couldn't go out. We took that very seriously, so we didn't do much outdoorsy activities when it came to public environments. So I woke up today and I just decided to, hey, let's go check out The Purge. The Purge came on July 5th. And I wanted to check it out when it came out. we're gonna get off right here at exit 25 on Allegheny Avenue. Yeah, we were gonna check it out on July 5th, the day after 4th of July, but I don't like being in packed environments. I don't want to be in long lines. I don't want to be in a packed theater. So I figured since it's 2 weeks later, the hype should have calmed down a little bit, and it did. The movie wasn't bad. Kind of cliche with the whole Purge, series. I saw the Purge movies, and I also saw the Purge television series. I didn't see it on television, but I saw it via Netflix last year. This one, they kind of put a spin on it. I don't want to, give you a spoiler, but spoiler alert, if you don't want me to ruin the movie, I'm going to tell you like a 30-second concept. So you might want to hit mute. Starting now. Yeah, the concept basically, Purge is usually a one night a year thing. But this Purge, the title kind of spoils it. But it's basically a Purge ever after, meaning they purge even after when the siren rings. So even when the siren goes off, they started killing people still, and everybody basically had to flee from the U.S. to go to either Canada. Canada opened up their borders, and Mexico opened up their borders. Go figure, how ironic, right? Yeah, but people were basically never ending the little killing spree that they had going on there. All right, spoiler over. We're on Richmond and Allegheny Avenue. We're currently in the Port Richmond neighborhood. I want to make this left-hand turn. Let's go for it. Let's just start zigzagging here. Make this left-hand turn. I'm going to roll down the windows because it's a little bit warm. We got some Polish businesses on the left and on the right of me. We got a Polish American fresh homemade foods on my left-hand side. For those of you guys who don't know, Port Richmond is primarily a Polish neighborhood. Polish, I would say Irish and Polish. We're on the eastern half of Port Richmond. The western half would be when you cross over Aramingo Avenue, which is to our right hand side, and that part of Port Richmond borders Kensington. So we're minutes away from Kensington and Allegheny, like 5 minutes away. If I would have kept on driving down Allegheny, we would have been to where the opioid crisis is at. But we already know why Tune isn't documenting that. We're on Emery Street, the 3200 block of Emery. We're traveling southbound. On my right is westbound. On my left is eastbound. Behind us is northbound. Clementine. Alright, let me go straight. I'm gonna go straight because this turn on my right hand side looks quite questionable. Plus, there's a U-Haul blocking the street. I guess they're doing some type of moving. Port Richmond is a pretty nice neighborhood. As far as the aesthetics go, look at, they got Ali versus Frazier on my right hand side. They got Joe Giardello versus Sugar Ray Robinson on my right hand side with a picture of City Hall. Wow. They got Marciano KOs, Jersey Joe Walcott. Is that a boxing gym? Because those were all boxing pictures. I think it is. Yep, it is a boxing gym. VBA Ring 1. Wow, guys, so check that out. Let's make this left-hand turn right here. So right now we are at Richmond. This is Richmond Street. Right there in front of us where you see all of the graffiti at, that's the 95. We were just on the 95. We got off it. If you keep taking the 95 south, obviously you past that Center City, you go through South Philly, and then you'll work your way towards Delaware and Baltimore, Washington. You'll go all the way to Florida. Let's make this left-hand turn. We're on Clearfield Street and Richmond Street. On my right, we have the 3000 block of Richmond. On my left, we have the 3100 block of Richmond. We're on the 2700 block of East Clearfield Street. We'll make this left-hand turn. They just did this cement work in the street recently, and all the corners, like the entrances for the handicap. They basically hooked up this whole strip right here, made it look a lot more presentable. We got the trolley that runs straight to the casino. Oh man, they're still right there. I was hoping that by the time that we went around the block that they would be done. That's the U-Haul truck that I was talking about. Reedy just came out of Emory right here on my right hand side. He's helping him reverse, so I wonder what's the deal here. Let's hope that he completely reverses. The dude's helping him reverse next to these Corvettes. Let's watch this in case he fails. You got two classic Corvettes on my left hand side. And I can't really make a right here anyway, because we got this Acura TSX who's parked directly on the corner. I would have to make an extremely wide right turn. Go ahead, you can do it, Vato. Vato Locals forever, Holmes. Chale. You can do it, dog. You got this. You got plenty of space, man. Who's operating the vehicle? Somebody tell me who is operating their vehicle. Yo, how about the U-Haul prices? Maybe like $19.95, but when you, dang, all of that though. But when you so they're gonna stay there. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to make this super duper wide turn. I thought that they was gonna completely reverse out of it. Now let's make this super duper right hand turn. Yeah, so it's quite interesting how the rental fees be $19.95, right? But then they have like all these hidden fees, service charge fee. They basically, it ends up coming off of your car like 70, 80 bucks. Couple bucks come off. I don't know, that's always been my experience. I always keep the mileage under what it's supposed to be and bring it back on a full tank of gas. On my left, we got row homes. On my right, we have row homes. This is a row home community, flat top roofs. You'll see a lot of original brickwork, but you will see the occasional facade change, like stucco, cement work, and all of that stuff. I showed you guys this part of Port Richmond before, right? We've walked through it. If you haven't checked it out, I've did a 360 virtual walking tour through this neighborhood, and I've also did driving tours through this neighborhood on a few occasions. I've always focused on the east half. How about we cross over to the west half, which is across Aramingo? I'm gonna cross over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight. Let's cross over Allegheny right here. We're on Salmon Street. There's a lot of traffic on my left and on my right. Give me a second. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm gonna cross over. Gonna cross over in 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 1/4, 2 750,000. Say no. Oh man, it felt like forever. Sometimes people will never let you go. But we got the Polish cabinet on my left hand side. We're gonna go to the western half of Port Richmond, which is borderline of Kensington, which will be considered the eastern half of Kensington. How ironic, right? Because on my on my left hand side would be west, on my right would be east. In front of us is north, behind us is south. I'm gonna make this left right here. Make this left hand turn, and we're gonna continue taking this straight until we hit that dead end that I see at the top of the road, a couple blocks forward, and then we're passing Tilton, and then we're gonna go to the other side of Port Richmond. Got a gentleman right here hanging out front, enjoying the clouds. This is my type of weather. Madison and Edgemont. It's nice, livable weather. You come outside in a t-shirt, come outside in some shorts. You won't be sweating, but it's not cold. It's nice weather. On the left-hand side, you'll see the little no parking poles. We're passing Webb Street, 3200 block. These no parking poles are painted like pencils and crayons. 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 They're called crayons, right? We're on Madison and Thompson. We're doing a lot of street work too in different areas of the city. They're ripping up the streets and they're laying new asphalt. We're passing the 3200 block of Mercer. So the other half of Port Richmond, sometimes people who are from there consider it Kensington, depending on how close you are to the borderline. From what I heard back in the day, the people on this side of Port Richmond didn't affiliate themselves with the people on the other side of Port Richmond, which would be basically just Aramingo Avenue separating the two. This area was considered more like, at the time, prominent or more posh. This is Campbell Square. On my left hand side is a park. Passing 3200 Livingston. Yeah, it was considered a little bit more, you know, cleaner. And if you were from Kensington back in the day, like, they frowned on you. Passing Belgrade, we're on Madison. And Kensington at one point was a clean community, to my knowledge. I got a chance to hear different aspects of what Kensington was from a variety of residents from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even the 80s. I think they said it started going, some people beg to differ, but they said it started going downhill in the 70s. Some say the 80s. I don't know, I guess it's what's your perception of what's going downhill. Passing Gall Street, we're on the 2400 block of Madison. Straight ahead is Aramingo Avenue. That's that border that I was telling you guys about. That's gonna separate both halves of Port Richmond. Chatham Street, Chatham and Madison. We're traveling westbound on Madison. Wow, listen to that truck. Listen to that truck. That truck sounds busky. Wow, that thing sounded crazy. It sounded like he came out the movie Purge. Yeah. Comment below. Let me know if you like the movie Purge. If you like the concept. If you don't like the concept, have you seen it? What's your favorite version of it? You know, because I think there's like 6 movies now. 6, 7, 8 movies and like a series. So I'm gonna make this right. This is Aramingo Avenue. So in front of us is the whole Port Richmond shopping strip, guys. Right in front of us. It goes up until about Castor Ave. Butler is right after that, but I believe that is not. I think Butler might. No, Castor falls under Port Richmond. After Castor, that's not considered Port Richmond. But we're gonna make this left right here on Westmoreland. There used to be a Blockbuster right there on my right hand side that I used to go to when I was a kid with my pop. All right, Memphis. Passing the 3300 block of Memphis. Passing Agate Street. Now I wanted to go left. I wanted to go more left. We got a building for sale on my right hand side. We're on Tulip in Westmoreland. They built that building on my left hand side recently. Commonwealth Campus Athletic Center. Used to be a large parking lot where they used to have carnivals and park school buses. Yeah, there's still school buses. Tons and tons of school buses there. All right, so right in front of us is the separation. Port Richmond Development Enterprise. You see it in front of us? You see this little sign above us? So this is the borderline. Once we cross over here, it would basically change the neighborhood that we're in. Right now, I believe we are in the Harrogate community. We go a couple more blocks up, we will hit Kensington, but Harrogate borders, I think when we cross left, we exit Harrogate, because Harrogate is right next to Kensington, which is also right next to Port Richmond. These 3 neighborhoods are directly next to each other. So let's make this left right here. So on my right hand side will be considered Harrogate. We're on Frankfurt and Westmoreland. We just turned off, now we're on Frankfurt. We're traveling southbound on Frankfurt. We're passing Willard Street, 2000 block of Willard. Now we're passing Madison, 2000 block of Madison. Now we will be considered in the Kensington neighborhood. So the borders are so vague and so, I guess you can say petty. Like, wow, you cross over 1 block and now you're in a different neighborhood. Yeah, it may not appear that way, but that's what it is. On my right hand side, what I'm looking at 2 blocks away is Kensington and Allegheny. That's where, quote unquote, I'm gonna put in heavy quotations, where there's zombies everywhere, where everybody says, Tune, it looks like zombie land. Take us to zombie land, Tune. Take us to zombie land. That's on my right hand side. But I'm gonna make a left hand turn, because we're gonna focus on the other half of Port Richmond. Now remember, right now this is Kensington, right? Once we get to that track that's right there in front of us, that underpass, we'll be back in Port Richmond, which is that other half of Port Richmond that I was telling you that a lot of people from the eastern half don't like to identify with. Look on my left, we got a car left on brakes. It's an Infinity. I'm sure they stole it for the stock rims. They be putting them stock rims on Honda Accords and stuff. I'm gonna make this right on Witt Street, 3100, or I guess we could consider White Street. Dude's picking up a plastic container cover. It's like a Tupperware, one of them large Gladware Tupperware covers. I don't know what he needs it for, but he definitely did just pick that up. I got a vehicle behind me, guys. I haven't been traveling fast. I've been doing anywhere from like 15 to 20 miles an hour. Look at this vehicle behind me. There's nothing much to see on this block anyway, but open rubbish and greenery. I'm telling you, you go to California, you get palm trees. You come over here to Philly, you get weeds growing out of the cement. What a difference. Alright, we're on Clearfield and Witt. I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna go straight another block. Because if we go right, then we'll be in Kensington. Got a few houses on my left. Got a little warehouse on my right. Got some garages on my left. Got some random greenery on my right on the ground. Just pay attention to the grounds. You guys will see a lot of greenery growing out of the cracks. That goes to show you Mother Nature wants to take over again. Alright, so this street in front of us is going to shoot us right, which is going to take us away from where we're trying to focus on. So I'm going to have to go around the block. We got a large factory right here in front of us. It's like a warehouse. I see a rider truck. Alright, we want to go down Janae Street. I'm gonna let this kid Willie by because I'm interested in seeing how long he can keep it up. I thought he can keep it up. Well, keep it up, keep it up. Yeah, let it drop, young boy. Oh, pick it up, young boy. Oh, I thought you were gonna keep it up, keep it up. Oh, he picked it back up once he passed the camera. Alright, so you see right here, there used to be a track right here on my right hand side. It ran to my left. They knocked it down and they closed it up. So that track no longer exists. We used to play up there when we was kids. We used to take like a trash can lid, and when it snowed, slide down the track hill. There was like a little hill on the tracks. We used to slide down it. Alright, so right now we are in Kensington. We're in like the borderline of North Kensington. This is the traditional Kensington that is plastered all over the World Wide Web. I'm gonna make this left on the 2900 block of Amber, but we're gonna therefore make another left coming up, and we're gonna try to stay after the track so we can focus on Port Richmond, the side that doesn't get a lot of love. Passing Phar-Mor. She was eating, I don't know, some type of Burger King off of her trunk lid. Passing Orleans. And we're passing Birch, the 2000 block of Birch. Got an older woman pushing a food cart there, one of those little shopper carts. We're passing Monmouth, traveling southbound on Amber. We're gonna make this left-hand turn. We got Rest in Peace Memorial on my left-hand side. Make this left-hand turn. Alright, now once we get to Trenton Ave, we'll be in Port Richmond. Trenton Ave is that border, the border that I was telling y'all about. But the train tracks used to run by it, but I don't know. I guess they don't utilize it no more. So this is Trenton Ave. Now we're crossing over. We're in the other half of Port Richmond, the one that doesn't get a lot of love. This half, I guess at the time, was considered more ghetto than the other half. More hood over here than the other half, but then again the other half kind of got more hood too as time passes. We're on Janae Street now. We should be able to do a clean zigzag up and down, meaning we're traveling northbound now. We'll do northbound, southbound, northbound, southbound, northbound, southbound. We'll just keep zigzagging. Passing Monmouth. You can see a lot of factories and warehouses. Remember, Philadelphia was one of the industrial capitals of the nation. A lot of things were manufactured in Philadelphia back in the day. I think before the wars. We got porch homes on my right hand side. We got the kid that was wheeling right here in front of us. We got an SE bike with some pink spoke skins. We got Rondon Grocery on my right hand side. Exiting the 2900 block of Janae. Now we're going into the 3000 or 3000 block of Janae. I prefer to say 3000. It's 3000 doesn't sound right. That's just, to me, that's my personal preference. But I've heard people tell me too, and it's not 3000 block, it's 3000. That don't sound right to me, but to each his own, based on your personal preference. We got a mixture of homes and a few garages. Some of the homes are also pushed off of the street side further than others. Some are closer to the street side. Like the ones on my right were further. The ones on my left are closer to the street side. Then we got another garage on my left. Had a little private water ice business on my right hand side. They were selling Italian water ice. Alright, I can go straight. I can take it to Allegheny. And I believe I should be able to zigzag back and forth. We're still on Janae. We just entered the 3100 block of Janae. Right hand side, we had a mixture of brick pointed houses. The fronts were painted, some had vinyl siding. On my left, it's an office to some sort of warehouse factory. Looks like they maintained it some. I see a little bit of paint work, I see a little bit of trim work. I see that they patched up some of the open cement cracks. On my right, you got closed porches, you got open porches. In front of us is that lot that I was telling you that they used to hold carnivals at. See where all the school buses is at? Right there. There used to be a carnival here back in the day where everybody from the hood came to. They had like the obvious ones, the zipper, the Ferris wheel, the merry-go-round, all the, you know, what carnivals have, the traditional carnival rides. But I haven't seen a carnival here in Philly in a while. We used to always have different areas of the city where carnivals used to go at. Like Lehigh, 4th and Lehigh. We're making a right on Allegheny. I'm gonna make another right on Waco Street, or Waco. This is the 3100 block of Waco. We got Allegheny Apothecary on my left, prescriptions, cars, medical supplies, and more. Yeah, we had a bunch of carnivals. I know here in North, we had carnivals right there in Allegheny, carnivals on 4th and Lehigh, carnivals. We even had one in South Philly, like where the McDonald's and the Walmart and all that sat. Carnivals there. I believe we had carnivals by Hunting Park, right? Name another spot where y'all remember carnivals at, just in case if I'm missing a few. I haven't been to carnival in ages, so my mind's a little rusty. But yeah, there's carnivals everywhere. We got a couple young women here, a young gentleman. They're talking to the older woman. She was giving them some advice. I hope she said, I would never. I wonder what she was talking about. None of my business though. Yeah, I'll be cracking myself up. I'll be like, they be like, Tune, that fake laugh. No, there's different severities of laughing when it comes to Tune. Alright, we're on Waco and Clearfield. I'm gonna cross over Clearfield cautiously. But we're still in Port Richmond. This is the other half. You guys don't get to see it that often. Now this is the half that's really close to Kensington. So depending on who you talk to, they might say they're from Kensington or they might claim Port Richmond. You know what I mean? We got some lots to my right, lots to my left. they don't own them, they better apply for the deed, because guess what? In a few years, investors will start looking through poor Richmond to invest and build homes. It's no joke. You got the little garages on my right hand side, little rinky-dink garages. I said rinky-dink, but at least they're garages. Look at this garage on my right. They closed up the garage entrance. Like, how could you do that? How dare you take cinder blocks and block that garage entrance? Seriously. They probably turned it into, like, I don't know, a living space maybe? But that's incredible. They literally closed up their garage. You know, you got these little wooden garages on my left. Available for rent on my right hand side. Why, they had like 5 padlocks on the door. Like, if one lock wasn't enough, I swear they had like 5 locks, 4 locks. You gotta go rewind back, press pause, and look at that door on my right hand side. They had so many locks. Alright, I'm gonna make this left hand turn because I'm gonna merge into this block over here. Got a couple homies on the left hand side chilling on the porch. Now you see that the last block that we was in didn't have porches. This block got porches. On my left and on my right, it's lined with porches. They got a little greenery in their terrace area, and a little sidewalk area. So it's like a mixture. You get a sidewalk, you get a little terrace, and you get a porch, and then you get the front entrance to your house. Monmouth. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn on the 2200 block of Monmouth. I don't want to go right, but I have to. No, I'm gonna go left. Cool. Boom. That reminded me of I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. How many of y'all went to Toys R Us when y'all was young? Or I should say, how many of my viewers took their children? Because I know I got a lot of older viewers who have children and grandchildren, maybe even great-grandchildren. How many of you guys used to spend all your money in Toys R Us? I think I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. I used to always have my pop take me to Toys R Us to get action figures and Hot Wheels and all that stuff. I'm gonna make this left. We're on Tulip and Cambria. I'm gonna make this left. We're turning off of Cambria. Passing Monmouth. We got Jam Mini Market on my left. This is Jones, right? This is Jones on my right hand side. I think this is Jones Middle School. It looked like they recapped all of the windows. It looked like they spent a couple bucks in it recently. It looked like they cleaned up the brick pointing and everything, pressure washer. It looks nice. And there was that building, which was the main Jones. And then I think now it's called what, Memphis Street Academy? Wow, charter school. That used to be Jones, y'all. I could have swore that was Jones. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody comment and let me know. But I remember we're on Ann and Tulip. I remember that was Jones, and they had the Jones Alternative, which was on Frankfurt, like right off of Frankfurt and Westmoreland. Yeah. I ain't never go there, but I had a family member that did. This street looks like it was recently paved. Nice and smooth. No potholes. You got a gentleman taking his daughter out of the vehicular device. Ever so respectfully. That's awesome. We're cruising like 8 miles an hour, 8, 9 miles an hour. I'm able to go a little slower because there's nobody behind me. Houses on my left got porches. Houses on my right do not have porches. Would you prefer a house with a porch, or would you prefer a house without a porch? Let me know below. We're on Tulip and Clearfield. We're crossing Clearfield. We got Jaquez Deli on my right and May Grocery on my left. We got 2 people crossing in the middle of the street. They didn't even bother looking right. That's how slow I'm driving. There's a house for sale on my right. 3121 is for sale. That's how slow I'm driving. That's how you know Tune drives slow. When the pedestrians crossing the street don't even bother looking right. Like, you're supposed to look right for your own safety. What if I was in a Tesla? You know, Tesla's silent, so you don't hear anything. Yo, imagine Toon doing tours in a Tesla, and it's electrified. You know, it's an electric vehicle. Wonder how many tours I can squeeze out of one battery, right? And then again, I think Teslas last longer depending on how hard you throttle them, you know? Like, I think the life cycle of the battery is based on how hard you abuse it too, and how many charges too. That plays a factor. We're turning right on Allegheny. We could have kept on going straight. That would have still been Port Richmond, but I decided to turn off. Wow, I wanted to make a right there, but it's blocked. Look, and then it's screwing us up because we can't come up Memphis. Sheesh. All right, so I'm gonna make a right on Aramingo. This is Aramingo. This is what borders the western half of Port Richmond to the eastern half of Port Richmond. So I'm gonna make a right here. Straight ahead on Allegheny, there's a lot of Polish businesses on my left and on my right. This little R&R produce on my right, R&R Garden Center, they got a help wanted sign. Let me tell you, they've had that help wanted sign since I was 13, 14 years old. I've applied there on a few occasions when I was a young teen. And I don't know, for some apparent reason, you know, when you're a teen, you just want to work. You're happy to work anywhere. Right here on my right, you see where they got the flowers and stuff? And I went in on a few occasions. I left my name, my number, because they made you put it on the clipboard. And I never got called for employment, darn it. Never. Not once. Sucks. But I guess that's good, because I don't think I would have wanted to been working with flowers. Now I think about it as an adult. But when you 15, 16, 14, you don't care. You just want to work. We're in the 3100 block of Aramingo Avenue. So I've covered the left side. Look to our left. I've covered that half of Port Richmond plenty of times. Right now I'm focusing on our right side. Let's make this right on Aramingo and Clearfield. Matter of fact, I should have just kept going straight. I'm gonna go straight and I'm gonna go to the bottom of it. I'm gonna turn right on Somerset and then I'm gonna turn up Memphis. So we're still on Aramingo Avenue. We're traveling 24 miles an hour. I got vehicles behind me. I can't hold people up. There's a lot of houses for sale on my left and on my right. I remember like 15 years ago when I used to drive to Toys R Us, because there was one right behind me with my pop when I was a kid. And we used to see tons of for sale signs. The original residents began moving out a long time ago. Yo, this dude right here is sleeping. He nodded out. He nodded out, bro. She had the most, like, angry look on her face ever. Like, if you zoomed into her face, she was like a cross between T.I. and like 21 Savage. Like, she was so angry looking. She had like what they call a stank face, like when somebody mad. Y'all saw that Regal? Yeah, that Buick. Passing Cambria, K&M, Laundromat on my right. Passing Auburn Street. I actually shot a music video out here one time. A one-take music video. It didn't take one take. It took it like 30 takes to get the perfect take. But yeah, look at this RX-7 on my left. Woo! Mazda RX-7. I used to have one of them. That's what I learned how to drive stick in when I was 13 years old. Mazda RX-7. I say it every time I see one in every tour, and I'm not going to stop saying it. I'm going to be in China. I'm going to be in Mexico. Whenever I see one, I'm going to say the same thing. I learned how to drive stick in one of those bad boys. I had the GSL SE. 5-speed, 13B, rotary. Posi rear. That thing was a kitten. It purred like a kitten. Oh man, I wanted to go right here. So somewhere along the lines, it's one of those streets where they run towards each other. All right, let's make this right on a gate street. Oh yeah, right here. Anyway, at least y'all get to see this half. It's a 2800 block of a gate. Look at, they built a brand new house right here on my left hand side. Look at it, the 3-story one. You see it towering over these 2 stories? Look on my right, there's an abandoned home, but look a little bit more forward. On my right, there's 3 more brand new homes. On my left, there's another brand new home. And again, on the corner, there's 2 more brand new. So this block, investors already started, you know, looking into it. I guess they found some appeal in it. It's close to 95, so if you live in this neighborhood, you can get to 95 in 4 to 5 minutes. 4 to 5, not 45, but 4 to 5 minutes you can get to the highway, and then you can get to Philadelphia Mills Mall, you can get to the movies, you can go to South Philly, to all those little shopping areas there. You can go to Florida, you can go to New York, or you know, whatever floats your boat. Alright, so I can't go left. This is the block that I really was trying to come down, but Allegheny threw us off because they were doing construction. So I'm gonna cross here because these people look like they're trying to reverse, but so I'm gonna make a left here, and then I'm gonna make a left again off of Aramingo. Auburn Street. Auburn. And this is Aramingo Avenue. We're facing eastbound. I'm gonna try to work my way in there. There's a truck right here that's parked on my left hand side that's completely blocking my field of vision. Look at that, the BMW came out of nowhere, yo. That's why you're not supposed to block that box that's on the corner. When there's a big box on the corner with an X, that's because the drivers who are coming out of the street are not gonna be able to see traffic. I'm gonna make this left here on Cambria. It's actually a one-way, so I can't even do that. Darn it. So now we're traveling northbound on Aramingo Avenue. I'm gonna make this left right here on Ann Street. Make this left right here and traveling super duper slow. We got that Memphis Street Academy on my left. I'm gonna make this right hand turn on the 3000 block of a Gate Street. They're hosting a little conversation right here. In front of them, there's a Buick Regal double park. So even if this vehicle moves out the way, in the middle of the block, there's a classic G-body Buick blocking the street. So either way, we gotta wait. It's nice and windy though. You could tell by his pants and his shirt. It's like the Michael Jackson, the last scene where Mike got his little shirt open and you got the wind blowing. Alright, the G-body is in the middle of the street. It seems like he's about to move. So once the G-body moves, I gotta give these people a little notification, unless they already take the notification to move. Are you gonna go in the vehicle with them? You gonna join them, buddy? I'm gonna say your final farewells. The door's still open on my right hand side and they're still holding a conversation. I got another vehicle behind me. He about to get back out the car. They're playing musical chairs like in the middle of the traffic. The Buick done left, but he got in, he got out, he got in, he got out. All right, we got no porches, then we got some porches. We got a new house on my right, or at least it looks like a rehab, a new rehabilitated home. On my left hand side, we got a bunch of original homes. On my right, we got a bunch of original homes. We got abandoned homes, 1, 2 on my left, 2 abandoned homes. We got a lot for sale on my left. We got a car parked on the sidewalk on my right. We got a house being rehabilitated on my left. We got some cars parked on the sidewalk on my right. Wow, they straight up just parked right on it. See, the bad thing about parking on the sidewalk is if somebody came through with a wheelchair and they were disabled, now they're gonna have to go through the street. He came out of nowhere with that money bag. If they were on the sidewalk and they had a wheelchair, they're not gonna be able to go past easily. So they're gonna have to go to the street, and then who knows if they're gonna be able to make it back up the sidewalk. So that's actually a citation, but it's cool. I'll make this right here, and then we're gonna go down Memphis. I was trying to show y'all Memphis, but at least I could show y'all this half of Memphis. Does it go down? Does it come up? What's it do? What's it do? So this half, so my take on this half of Port Richmond versus the other half of Port Richmond is, I'm gonna let this brother pass. Go ahead, it's cool, bro. So my take on it is that, remember I said that this is the western half versus being on the eastern half, which is the side I always cover. This half has more African Americans and Puerto Ricans, or Hispanics. This half. Once you cross over Aramingo, that's still predominantly a Caucasian area. There's still Caucasians on this half. I'm not saying that there isn't on this half, but this half does have more minorities versus the other half having primarily, you know, Polish, Irish, etc., etc. They just let somebody out. Now we gotta wait for them to do what they're about to do. They just dropped somebody off. It's an older woman. She's dropped off a child and a suitcase. Probably spent a night over her house or something, and today she had to drop her back off. Alright, porch houses on my right, no porches on my left. Then right here you see a difference in awnings, the second floor awning, that overpass that covers the steps and all of that. You see how it sticks out with vinyl siding? Then we get back to, look, there's a garage on my left that says garage up top. Wow. It literally says garage. It looks like the original lettering from back in the day. Closed porches, open porches. Got a mixture of homes. And then we got this building on my right. They got the cement work done. Feels like it's about to rain. Homie on the left is shaking out his cup with ice. We got Useta Grocery on my left. Useta. Memphis Street Academy has what, the American Paradigm Schools funding. American Paradigm. I've never heard of that. I guess it's like an entity. Because I know when I graduated school, I was in Edison High School. We were public school then. The year, or I think like the year after I graduated, a lot of the public schools in Philly got taken over by the charter school system because they said that the public school test scores were too low, and for whatever reason, charter schools took over. We're on Memphis and Cambria. I'm going to continue going down Memphis. Thank you very much, sir. You allow me to go by. We got the Cedar Street Barbell Club on my right hand side, and Jinx Variety Store on my right hand side. Bang! You! This is my homie. Bang. B-A-N. Nickel. Passing Auburn. Yeah, but with that being said, guys, we just took a little brief tour through the other half. I'm gonna call this the other half of Port Richmond, because I know I did like the more known half plenty of times, but because I usually spend 1 hour on these tours, I never really get to this half, because by the time we reach the hour mark, we don't really get to it. And I don't want to neglect this half either. So I just showed this half a little bit of love. Right now we're on Somerset and Tulip, and about 5 blocks in front of us is Kensington Avenue and Somerset, right under the L, where people are probably dipping out like zombies next to the Rocky Block, because that Rocky Block is popping now like bacon in the pan. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Only you can help this channel grow. Hit that thumbs up button. That's a great way to make a donation to the channel. Every thumbs up is like donating a $1 bill. So that'll be greatly appreciated. Also, thumbs ups allow YouTube to know that this video is worth recommending. So it'll recommend it to another channel. And or when you are on YouTube, it'll recommend you one of my future videos, because it'll tell that you engaged with it and that you liked it. Remember, any engagement helps the channel grow. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, because we got a e-scooter giveaway. I'm giving away a brand new e-scooter when we reach 50,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel Toon215, and when the other YouTube channel Toon Be Chillin, TOONBECHILLIN, reaches 1,000 subscribers, we're going to host that giveaway. Lastly, if anybody wants to help the channel by purchasing some merch, check out the Toon215 merch. Check out this guy speeding, but look, he burnt out and everything. He just passed like 2 or 3 people right behind us just to get in front of us. But check out the Toon215 merch. I have Toon215 keychains, and I also have Toon215 watches. Feel free to cop. Go to the website, visit, show some love, and I'll make sure to ship them out as soon as possible. I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. This is your homeboy Toon, Toon Dollars, Toon215, Toon Ski, Toonism, Bad Toon, Toon 1, Tuner, Tunage, Toon Be Chillin, Toonie Califragilistic Expialidocious, and I'm tuning out.